Right. Mic check. 1, 2. Check, check. Sorry, my mic is, my meter wasn't going off for a second. I thought it might not be running, but I'm glad to see that it is. I went and rewatched the video on YouTube from yesterday, and it seemed like there might have been some lag. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop Jigsaw, and I don't know why it is exactly, but when hearing from YouTube, the connection doesn't seem to be quite as good as when I've been streaming on Twitch. So if it continues to be a problem, um, well, I'll figure out a way to deal with it. I'm getting a new computer here probably in the next month or two, anyways. So um, right now, for whatever reason, I'm running on an iMac with Boot Camp, and for some reason, my Ethernet port doesn't work when I'm running in Windows. And I've tried hard as hell to get the right drivers and everything, and for some reason it just does not want to accept my Ethernet connection. So that's running on Wi-Fi is just a pain in the ass. Hate it. Anyways, okay, so we have quite a bit of activity going on here in the overnight session. Overnight profile right here, and here is yesterday's regular trading hours. For some reason, NinjaTrader doesn't like the the put the volume profile where it's supposed to be for like the last session. So this is orange profile right here is the profile from yesterday's regular trading hours. Okay, so we got a really nice drop here below yesterday's low, and took out a lot of longs that were still holding up in this area. So right now, we are still trading below yesterday's low, and we seem to be holding. And I am looking for a short from here. I'm looking for continuation, possible gap fill here on the open. Right now, we are set to be gapping down, but the gap is very, very small. So basically, I'm just looking for a continuation lower, and this is the low volume node that I'm targeting here at 38.35. So that's where I would like to see us up down to. Um, I can see, you've got this other key level right here at 38.40 at the high volume node. So we could potentially bounce at this level. So anywhere between 38.35 and 38.40, that is my target for the day. Um, I am expecting, obviously, this move up from the downside was very strong, and I suspect that the long time frame buyer will here back up. Taking a look at the 4 hour here, big order to trade at. So here's what I was talking about. Yeah, long time frame buyer where they would probably reappear down here in this area of balance. The key support level here at 38.10, so that's definitely going to be in this. Okay. So to revisit here, let me pull up Notion so I can show what my bias is for today. So as per my bias, I'm looking for a continuation lower after the gap down. Target is the composite low volume node. This is the level between 38.30 40. Likely retest of 38.25 or 38.10, I should. And then the variation on that, if we don't gap and go, so to speak, is going to be fill the gap and then do the drop. The unlikely scenario is to break back inside yesterday's range, wrapping out all of its shorts and testing high. On the economic calendar today, we had the non-farm employment change, which was actually 177,000 was forecast, and the actual number was only 117,000. That's really, really. So the job growth is significantly lower than expected, even less so than the growth. I think that was for the month of January. Excuse me, month of February. Um, we also have the non-manufacturing PMI at 7 Pacific time, and then crude oil inventories at 7:30. So it is expected to have a slight draw on crude. So apart from that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, just looking for continuation on the drop here. You can see we've got this trend line coming down from the previous pivot high up here, and yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. So if anybody has charts they want me to check, I'm more than happy to go over some equity setups with you guys. Up trading view. So like I said, my bias is most definitely short today. Looking for a continuation here. Probable gap down. All right, so I'm just gonna, unless you guys have requests on charts you want me to check, I'm just gonna start pulling up some stock tickers here and start looking for setups. All right, so this is AMC, and let me get my Epic Pen up and running here. Okay, in any event, so we do have this trend line right here, and we're opening right here at $8.80. This is where we're trading at in pre-market. Dollar Tree, you got it. That out here in a second. So, if this thing gets the trend line break like it kind of looks like it's wanting to, I'm expecting we would trade down to this pivot right here, and then consolidate in this area, and then break down. We would get a very strong flush down at this level, likely retest this pivot low right here. So that if it breaks this trend line, which I mean it already technically has here, you can see this orange dotted line. Dotted line is where we're trading at in pre-market, so we've already broken below the trend line. Like I said, trade down to what would that be, $8.73, and then break through that, and then the longer target would be the $8.53. Could be a decent short there on AMC. That being said, though, I mean, these tickers have just been so volatile and crazy that they're really, news can affect them pretty strong. So you never know what's going to happen with Dollar Tree. I don't remember what the ticker is. DLTR. All right, so this thing is really bullish. Huge gap down though. If you guys can't see, so this orange line is where we're All right, so where we were trading at, let me switch to a here. Okay, so this is where we are currently trading at in pre. Wild, right? Um, so to be honest, I mean, yeah, that's a hell of a gap right there, hell of a drop already. So I am just kind of anytime you get a really big gap, you start to increase the likelihood of the responsive buyers coming in because price is basically at a discount. So, and for it to have dropped $4 like that in pre-market is pretty substantial. So basically what I would be looking for is really what's going to happen at yesterday's low. Yeah, I agree. Completely insane. So either A, we're going to come back up, fill this gap, and then continue to break lower, or B, and I suppose it's possible that we may come up here, retest yesterday's low, and then trade back inside the range. If we do that, everybody that um, shorted basically is going to get trapped, and it's going to force it back up with quite a bit of strength. So just be careful. Like, anytime we're gapping down, I'm almost always trying to trade in the direction of the gap. So my bias would still be bearish. However, we really want to see what happens at yesterday's low to see if we can continue to hold below this level. Otherwise, yeah, we could get a very strong move back up to the upside. So RKT, you got it. Rocket Companies Inc. So this is also gapping down here. Um, so let's see here. Horizontal lines going. This. Okay. Um, so this orange line right here, it's kind of faint. Sorry about that. This is where we're opening at in pre-market, and a little bit hard to say. Um, we're gapping down, and gaps are always new people, new business, and we like to trade with new business. You certainly wouldn't want to take a short when people are just kind of closing out their positions, right? Um, so usually, you want to trade in the direction of the gap. So I would be looking at what's going to happen here at 35.78. If we continue this drop here, and it's looking pretty good, this thing could dump quite a bit. Got a little bit of support there, just above $32. But yeah, we could come all the way down here to this level at 28.72. Oops, sorry guys, I just realized gonna be a Green Day. Doubtful. My bias is definitely short on the S&P. Because we're gapping down. If I show you again here real fast. So this is the overnight session here in the S&P futures, and then this yesterday's regular trading hours. So we already took out yesterday's low here in the overnight session, and there's quite a bit of volume that came in. So my bias is definitely short. I'm looking for us to trade somewhere down here into these, hit one of these low, high volume nodes. That's my likely target right here at 38.35. Somewhere between 38.35 and 38.40 target. But no, my bias is most definitely short. Okay. So, yeah, just to reiterate, you really want to see on this guy, Rocket Companies, if this level is going to hold. 35.78 holds, this could actually be a pretty nice long. Get a bounce right here, and then continuation back up. retest that pivot high, and then go higher. So yeah, just we'll want to watch and see what happens at 35 75, 35.78, somewhere in there. And if it holds, could be a nice long, but yeah, if it doesn't, it'll be a phenomenal short, and we'll probably trade down all the way to like 28, 30 bucks. So any other tickers you guys want to see? Questions, concerns? Nestle, AMD, and T-Mobile. You got it. All right, so uh, yeah. That OTC. What's the ticker symbol on Nestle? Nestle Futures? What? Okay. You need to write these down so I don't forget. So E E um U X. I know I'm forgetting one. T-Mobile. All right, let's just look at T-Mobile first. I don't have to write it down. And SRGY? Sure that's the right ticker. Okay, T-Mobile. This looks like a great short. And we've got this area of support right here, and it's already starting to break. So, yeah, I really like quite a bit. Because and this level of support breaks, we have this really big low volume node right here. You can see on the profile. So it's a high volume node. This is a low volume. Yeah, it's OTC. Okay. Yeah, you got it, Casey. So this thing could drop dramatically. Probably get a little bit of support there around 120, 150-ish. But yeah, we could trade all the way down there to the level. So this looks like a phenomenal short, guys. All right, we're gonna keep it moving here because we only got 12 minutes till the open. All right, so we're gonna look at AMD real fast. AMD, this thing looks basically exactly the same as T. And we got this level of support right here, and I'm looking for a break through it and likely trade all the way down here. Oh, here's my okay. Yeah, drop all the way down there to 82.15, somewhere in there. Yeah, AMD, this looks great. This yeah, you could say this is a head and shoulders, definitely. So you have a shoulder there. Here's the head, another shoulder. Good eye. And then we got the neckline, not the straightest neckline, but yeah, that looks really good. Nice. Okay. So, we got AMD taken out. Let's here. Let's check GM because I know that request. Well, okay, so hit this. Okay, close enough. Got this trend line, and we're opening right about here in pre-market, and I'd probably be looking for this thing to come back and retest this trend line, and then probably continue back up higher. So just a nice pullback trade, pullback setup here. This thing looks good. It looks strong. Obviously, the activity on the S&P here in pre-market hasn't really shaken it a great deal. So yeah, I think this is a nice pullback setup. All right, so Nestle, I know this is OTC. All Right. Ah, that weird NSRGY. Okay. Wow, this is a pricey stock for being OC. All right, so we got this trend line, bam, and see where the hell. Maybe it doesn't give me the pre-market figures. I've never traded OTC, so I have no idea what the trading hours are, if as pre-market or not. Anyways, I mean, this thing looks, it looks good. I mean, you're just looking for a pullback. That's all it is. Nothing too wild. I mean, if it does, I don't know how correlated this is with the S&P. If it is correlated quite a bit, you know, you could see a trend line drop, and then it would probably trade all the way down to that high volume node right here. Zoom, you got it. So we got Nestle, we got GM taken out. So we'll look at Vuzix, and then we'll look at Zoom here. EUZIX. EUZI is the ticker. Trades on the Nasdaq. Okay, and guys, this is just so you know what I'm looking at. J&J. Okay. J&J. Okay. All right, so we've got a little bit of an excess up here. This high looks like an excess to me. You can tell that because we had this 100% retracement right here. And you know, typically if you get a 100% retracement like that, it's you can anticipate a reversal in the near future. Um, so far as our lines and stuff goes, whoops, line. I mean, this thing's already starting to break down. So I would be looking for us to drop from here, get a little bit of a stall at this low volume node around 2150-ish. And then we've got this next support low volume node around $20. So yeah, I'm looking for a drop and then probably targeting around $20. That. Okay. Got Vuzix. Let's look at I think Johnson Johnson was next. Or if I'm not going in order here. I'm gonna switch instead of a 5 minute, let's go 15 so I can a little bit more make it easier on you guys. I know the space is really limited. By the way, I mean I'm on YouTube. You can see my full screen that way. So I stream this on YouTube at the same time every morning. All right, so we've got this horizontal support, and we've got an additional one right there. So right now we are in a range, and you can see that we had this false breakout right here. That being said, are putting in a trend line, but the market has taken it out because we're opening right here in pre-market. So it's a little bit mixed. I don't really know for sure what's going to happen next. See, we had a little bit of a triangle formation here. And like I said, we have broken this trend line. So we don't know for sure if it's going to break through this low volume node and continue higher. Likely retesting this pivot high up here. 5 minutes to open, guys. Or whether or not the shorts are going to come back down with a great deal of strength and crap out everything in this range. So we'll just kind of need to see how things behave during the open. It's always helpful to look on like Market Chameleon because it shows you how correlated your ticker is to the S&P 500. If it's highly correlated and the S&P is dropping, then you might want to be cautious to the short side. So anyways, we are just about out of time, guys. We got, like I said, only 5 minutes till the open. Let's look at Zoom really fast, and then I gotta get ready for my day. Okay, Zoom, big 100% retracement here. Yeah, I would have to say I'm probably short biased on there just because that's a hell of a lot of energy. You can see we had a gap right here, which has now been filled. So we just want to see how price is going to behave at the base of the gap here. Whenever you have a gap, the gap itself provides support and resistance, like the top of the gap, like that. And then the base of the gap provides support and resistance. We'll just want to see if we can really hold this level or not, and then get a bounce. Or if we break below this level, then we are likely to take out this low entirely and break out of balance. So it's a coin toss, but yeah, I mean this is whichever way it goes, it's probably going to go with quite a bit of volatility. So absolutely, it's my pleasure. So I gotta get going here, guys. Good luck today on your trades. Take a peek real here at the S&P. We're still going to be gapping down, so again my bias is short. Could be a pretty big sell off today, so just be careful. You I want to think about hedging your longs. Actually I'm looking at the Dow here, and the Dow is making a higher low. Um so just be cautious, guys. Today's going to be a little bit wild. So trade smart, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Good luck.